So, you have a tent and a rig, and you love overlanding. You have plans to do it big, on the trails and some super glamping? Want ideas, tips, news, and reviews? A podcast that's first-rate and here just for you? You don't have to think about it. Join us and be about it. Something interesting? We want to hear about it. Come on, let's talk about it. Welcome to Waypoint Overland's Random Waypoints podcast.
Sponsored by MIDLAND Communication for Every Adventure, the industry leader in radio communication technology and innovation for over 50 years. Sponsored by MYMEDIC. Sponsored by TEMBO TUSK. Sponsored by Trail Rated Coffee Company.
Always remember, the opinion you follow should be your own. Just consider the things stated here to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online.
Hi, my name is Phil from Waypoint Overland, and you're listening to Random Waypoints. All right, so here we go. Welcome to another episode of the Random Waypoints podcast. We'll be doing an episode every week, so like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss an episode. This week, we take a look at overland vehicles. And on Random Lists, I give my top 10 things to do in Moab, Utah. Also, on Waypoints, we discuss what is an overland vehicle. So stay tuned for the whole show. But first, let's take a look at the news.
During this segment, we'll cover various topics with a connection to overlanding in some way. It could be land use news regarding the national parks or the Bureau of Land Management. We'll keep you up to date on any auto industry news when it pertains to relevant and potential overlanding vehicles. There will be camping and outdoor industry news, as well as photography and video, fishing, hiking, and on and on. Now, here's the news.
With its combination of exclusivity, dynamic excellence, luxuriant spaciousness, and versatility, the BMW X7 has quickly developed into the most successful BMW model in the luxury class. The new BMW X7 is a central pillar in the ongoing product offensive at the most exclusive reaches of the premium carmaker models lineup. The 2023 BMW X7 updates include a new front end, new interior tech, and improvements for the inline 6 and V8 engine options. An available M Sport package adds gloss black trim, 21-inch wheels, and trapezoidal exhaust tips. The M60 model has an M logo on the grille, a body kit, and 22-inch wheels. New for 2023 is the option of a set of 23 inches equipped with summer tires. The standard xDrive 40i model is powered by a twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter inline 6 that provides 375 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque. The M60i model has a 523 horsepower, twin-turbocharged 4.4-liter V8 and a 48-volt hybrid assist. Both engines are coupled to an 8-speed automatic with a sprint function that shifts the transmission into the lowest available gear and puts all the drive modes in the sportiest setting. There's a curved display that has a 12.3-inch screen behind the steering wheel and a 14.9-inch display for the infotainment, all behind a single piece of glass. The 2023 BMW X7 will arrive in the U.S. at the end of the year, starting at $78,845 for the xDrive 40i and $104,095 for the M60i model. And at the beginning of next year, the Alpina XB7 arrives with a starting price of approximately $145,000. The countdown is on. April 26 marks the launch of the all-new, all-electric F-150 Lightning pickup. Ford and UAW leaders will host customers and employees to celebrate the start of F-150 Lightning production at the Rogue Electric Vehicle Center in Dearborn, Michigan. Ford employees and F-150 Lightning customers will join the Job One event for the first ever full-size all-electric pickup to go on sale, a milestone moment in the country's shift to electric vehicles. Ford F-Series pickup has been America's best-selling truck for 45 years in a row, and is second only to the iPhone in revenue among all American consumer products, according to a 2020 study. The Rogue Electric Vehicle Center is an ultra-modern new facility with Ford's historic Rogue complex where Henry Ford perfected the moving assembly line and scaled the Model T. The event begins April 26, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and will be live streamed. There's a link down in the description. BMW Motorrad Canada has revealed the results of its first ever motorcycle customization project. The company has partnered with 3 talented builders from across Canada and given them each a new BMW R18 as their canvas. The selected builders are J. Donovan from Victoria, British Columbia, Konquer Motorcycles from Kelowna, British Columbia, and Augment Motorworks from Toronto, Ontario. The builders revealed their bikes to BMW Motorrad Canada as well as Roland Stocker, BMW Motorrad project manager for the heritage models. Stocker, who was essentially involved in the development of the R18, traveled to Canada for the reveal. The only requirements for the builds were that the custom bikes remain operational and road legal. This summer, the 3 motorcycles will be included in a national retail tour, visiting locations all across Canada. J. Donovan, R18 Future Café. The R18 Future Café is a study in metal fabrication by artisan motorcycle builder J. Donovan. Donovan's design began with a desire to reroute the exhaust up and over the cylinder head and straight back, ending under the seat. A fully redesigned tank and upper section in bare polished aluminum and chopped front and rear fenders in contrasting black make for a long and sleek look. Nick Acosta, Augment Motorworks, R18 Tattooed Chopper. Nick Acosta from Augment Motorworks has applied the classic American chopper style to the big German boxer, which he has nicknamed El Boxador. Fine tattoo-themed paintwork paired with a sissy bar, hand-carved headlight mount, mini ape hanger handlebars, cocktail shaker exhaust, and a custom seat transformed the bike into an instant classic with light-hearted touches. Konquer Motors, R18 Diamond Custom. Rob Thiessen and his team at Konquer Motorcycles have taken the R18 and created a factory custom dragster. Bronze metallic paintwork and pinstriping, modified front and rear fenders, custom seat, and a diamond motif throughout create a low and long factory custom look. In addition, gold-painted BMW roundels and an electronically adjustable exhaust help tie the new look together. The all-new Honda HR-V debuts a clean, sporty, and expressive exterior design for 2023, featuring a bold new grille, longer hood, and sleek roofline. Based on the Honda global architecture, like the award-winning 11th generation Honda Civic, the HR-V is larger than its predecessor, with a longer wheelbase and wider stance, while still remaining sporty and personal. The HR-V is the right size with the space and utility for an adventurous weekend escape, yet nimble to maneuver city streets. Set to launch this summer, the HR-V will feature a more responsive engine and a new independent rear suspension, giving the compact SUV a more confident, refined, and fun-to-drive personality. Inspired by the thrill of new experiences, HR-V's design is ambitious with a strong sense of adventure. A low horizontal belt line that begins with its extended hood and continues over the swell of the rear fenders gives its flowing forms a sense of motion. Wide-set LED headlights and taillights emphasize HR-V's athletic stance. A sculpted hatch and functional tailgate spoiler highlight its sporty proportions. A larger greenhouse provides excellent visibility, enhanced by door-mounted mirrors and HR-V's low cowl. For a cleaner upscale look, laser brazing technology eliminates the need for unsightly roof moldings, and HR-V's windshield wipers hide under the hood line when not in use. More information about the all-new HR-V will be released over the coming months, with interested customers encouraged to learn more at the Future Cars page on Honda.com. From behind the wheel, the extreme off-road capability of the Ultra 4-inspired 2022 Bronco Raptor is complemented by a dynamic display and a fully customizable 12-inch digital cluster that illustrates the optimization enabled by each drive mode. The 12-inch display represents the next evolution of digital technology in the Ford lineup, expanding on the cluster of F-150 Raptor. Headlining this new feature is Performance View, which makes crucial information such as gear state and engine speed easy to read for hardcore off-roaders traveling across the desert. Exclusive Performance View can be used with any mode, but is designed with high-speed off-road racing and Baja mode in mind. Performance View changes a driver's impression of how to use the vehicle with an intuitive layout that puts redline at the 12 o'clock position and uses a drivetrain avatar to really get the focus on optimizing the performance of the drive. The entire focus is to provide the driver with important information as efficiently as possible. The same team that worked on the cluster also designed the improved 12-inch center stack screen, ensuring harmony across all screens to provide easy-to-read, quicker-to-decipher information. In addition, My Mode enables drivers to save all of their favorite steering, exhaust, and suspension settings. Bronco Raptor features advanced Sync 4 connected vehicle technology that learns customer preferences and improves experiences such as automatically mapping to their favorite trail. Ford also can use this learning capability to improve the vehicle with more and more capability over time. Ford Power-Up software updates offer this potential for an even smarter Bronco Raptor with plans for new capabilities and off-road features, as well as further evolving the Ford Pass mobile app to include unique functionality for off-road adventures. Much of the competition can only upgrade entertainment features. Customers can also control their Bronco Raptor with the Ford Pass app to lock or unlock their vehicle from almost anywhere, as well as check tire pressure and fuel level. For an elevated immersive experience, the all-new digital cluster in Bronco Raptor brings the brand's exclusive GOAT modes, or goes over any type of terrain management system, to life. Former video game developers joined the design team in creating animations for all 7 selectable drive modes, each capturing the specific performance and personality of the setting through the use of color, speed, and even camera angle to help drivers quickly interpret how their vehicle is optimized at any given moment. Using the center console-mounted GOAT mode's rotary dial, drivers can easily change from one mode to another. With normal mode at the 12 o'clock position, the dial clicks left one by one for 3 of the modes, then right for the additional 3 modes. Normal, the screen of the digital cluster uses a subtle blue to show the vehicle in an everyday driving scenario. Sport, one click left captures the feel of a more exciting drive experience, with the cluster using a red and white theme to show the vehicle in a track environment. Tow haul, to highlight the increased tow rating of 4,500 pounds. The cluster screen 2 clicks to the left includes a vehicle towing a trailer, with the gauges turning yellow in a subtle nod to construction vehicles at work. Slippery, optimized for use on slick roads or loose surfaces such as gravel, this mode, 3 clicks to the left, is replicated on screen using light blue to show a vehicle in rainy conditions. Off-road, 1 click right brings animation of an off-road environment in shades of brown to illustrate that Bronco Raptor is ready for muddy, rutted, uneven terrain and that 4-wheel drive lock is engaged. Baja, getting to the heart of the Bronco Raptor's persona, 2 clicks right delivers a cluster that uses orange highlights to show the vehicle driving across a desert scene. Rock crawl, 3 clicks to the right and the vehicle is optimized for low-speed, aggressive climbing maneuvers, with the cluster showing Bronco Raptor slow crawling over rocks. The 2022 Bronco Raptor is due in Ford showrooms this summer. The all-electric Toyota BZ4X SUV not only looks to further Toyota's commitment to a carbon-neutral future, but it does so in style. Ready to make a fresh mark on the battery electric vehicle segment, BZ4X blends bold, modern styling with tech-laden features in an extremely capable platform. BZ4X is more than a battery electric SUV, it's a new take on multi-purpose vehicles. Coming to dealerships this spring with an EPA estimated range rating of up to 252 miles, the 2023 Toyota BZ4X will have a starting MSRP of $42,000. According to the EPA, the average estimated fuel cost savings over 5 years for the 2023 BZ4X XLE compared to the average new vehicle is up to $5,000. BZ4X is the first Toyota vehicle to be launched under the global BZ series, with more BZ vehicles on the horizon intended to elevate the battery electric vehicle segment for years to come. BZ, which stands for Beyond Zero, was developed with human centricity at heart, meaning it hopes to provide more than a mobility solution, but also an innovative space for customers. BZ4X joins an extensive lineup of Toyota electrified vehicles that in total accounted for about a quarter of Toyota's total sales volume in the U.S. last year. Toyota plans to expand to around 70 electrified models globally by 2025. Now it's time for Random List.
Random Lists is all about lists Waypoint Overland has created on an array of topics, such as top 5 national parks, top 10 trails in the United States, top 10 fill in the blank. I think you get it. Some lists will be pure fun, and others very informational. But they all will have a connection to overlanding in some way. We're very interested in hearing your suggestions for upcoming lists in the comments. Now, here's our random list.
This week on Random List, I'm going to give you my top 10 things you must do in Moab, Utah. Number 1 is real simple and to the point. Do a trail. And if I can recommend even further, do a trail that leads to or follows the Colorado River, and do a trail at Sand Flats Recreation Area. Number 2 is to camp while you're in Moab. Yes, there's air nabs, there's cabins, there's lodges, there's hotels. There's lots of places to stay, but you should at least camp one night in Moab. It'll be a time that you'll never forget. And I'll get into some of those reasons a little further down the line. We're going to go into number 3, which is I think you should visit the national parks. One of the coolest parts of Arches National Park and Canyonlands National Park is how dark they get at night. With very limited light pollution, you're able to see the Milky Way clearly after sundown. And both of the national parks near Moab have been named International Dark Sky Parks, which means the nocturnal environment is protected. And not to mention the fact that the unique landscape of the park is a stunning contrast to the lit-up sky. When you're in Arches National Park, I recommend Delicate Arch, the windows section of the park, and Devil's Garden, where you'll find the famous landscape arch. And when you're in Canyonlands, I think you got to go to Grand Viewpoint and get up in the morning to see Mesa Arch. And then there's also the great Grand View Overlook. Number 4, raft the Colorado River. One of the top things to do in Moab is river rafting. In the spring months, the water will be very cold, but in the summer and fall, it's refreshing and tolerable. You get to experience panoramic views of the canyons on a Moab whitewater rafting tour. From calm waters to Class 3 rapids, there's a variety of adventures on the river, so just do your homework. At number 5, I have grab a beer at Moab Brewery. Now, not just to get a beer, but the Moab Brewery is the only microbrewery in the area, and it's a favorite amongst locals and travelers alike. So after a long day on the trail and adventuring around the area, go there and grab some food and some local beer to wind down from the day. Another reason to go to the Moab Brewery is you don't know who you'll see there, whether it's manufacturers with concept vehicles that they're testing. It could be somebody that you watch on YouTube or somewhere on social media that's in the automotive or outdoor or overland industries. You never know who you're going to see. And then as far as in the parking lot, it's like a car show. You'll see everything from Unimogs to VW wagons, Jeeps, whatever, and all levels of upgrades from the craziest tricked out thing you ever saw in your life to just some raggedy old dump, but it gets them where they want to go. So go for the beer, stay for the crowd, and for the parking lot. At number 6, I have Scenic Utah Byway 128. if you go to Utah and you can't do all the things that I'm going to list, if you can't even stay in Utah to do any of these things on my list, do this one thing, and that's to drive the scenic Utah Byway. Because the scenic byway, which is known by the locals as the River Road, is one of the most interesting and it's one of the most breathtaking drives that you're ever going to take. Trust me on this. On this 45-mile one-way drive, you'll explore canyons carved by the Colorado River as you make your way through Red Rock country with spectacular mesas, natural springs, and enough red rock to just overwhelm your senses. Now, I'm going to recommend that you drive down the byway till at least you hit Fisher Tower. It's a towering monolith, and it's very famous in a bunch of Western movies that you've probably seen, and it's a climbing spot for rock climbers. And on your way back towards Moab, I think you should stop by the Red Cliffs Lodge if you want to stop somewhere and have a meal prepared for you. It's great for lunch. And while at the lodge, you should check out the Moab Museum of Film and Western Heritage, which ties in with you going over the Fisher Towers. Also, there are many, many, many options for camping along 128. You can almost always find a camping spot. Maybe it's not the one you want, but you can find a camping spot. And that's important when you're in Moab, because if you're going to be there during peak seasons, sometimes you can't be picky. At number 7, I have Dead Horse Point State Park. You can catch some of the most beautiful sunsets from the most stunning viewpoints at Dead Horse State Park. It's right outside of Canyonlands National Park, and it's about 40 minutes from Moab. It's easily one of the best sunsets you'll ever see. You know, I always talk about beautiful sunsets, and this is one of the ones that's at the top of my list. The massive canyon walls, they'll remind you of the Grand Canyon minus all the people. And there are several lookouts, so you can come early and scope out which one you like best. And to top it all off, there's camping right there in the park in walking distance. And there's nearby Canyonlands National Park, which has plenty of camping. At number 8, I have mountain bike in Moab. Most overlanders that I know, they think of Moab as a place for their rig, but each year thousands of people head to Moab with one thing on their mind, and it ain't a Jeep, it's mountain biking. A perfect time to mountain bike here is in the spring or fall when temperatures are mild and not too hot. I think early May is typically perfect with sunny skies and temps usually in the upper 70s. And I want you to know, Moab is well known for a trail called Slick Rock Bike Trail. And this challenges you for about 9.6 miles, and it's considered to be the ultimate Moab bike trail. So if you are really good at the mountain biking, you're in good condition, try out the Slick Rock Bike Trail. Now, if you're looking for something a little mellower, then try the Moab Brand Trails or Navajo Rocks. In addition, there are several bike shops in Moab that have mountain bikes for rent. And of course you can bring your own, but I know a lot of people, that's a lot to carry a bike on their overland journeys. So you always have the option of renting bikes or even getting your bikes worked on if something happens to them. And just a tip, make sure that you're equipped for riding the rocks in Moab by investing in some pads, for your elbows and your knees. Trust me, you'll thank me for that, because you're going to fall at least once. At number 9, I have Eat at the Food Truck Park. The Moab Food Truck has a variety of food options that are such a variety that it'll please an entire group, I think. They got pizza, they got Chinese, tacos, corn dogs, hamburgers, gyros, gourmet donuts, Hawaiian shaved ice, all types of stuff. The Moab Food Truck Park has this large food court. It's got a bunch of picnic tables, and then they have those shade sails that keep the sun off of you, but it keeps you cool. And they even have live music and entertainment on weekends. It's located in downtown Moab off of Main Street, so it's easy to get to. And the way it's set up, and it's off of Main Street, so it's perfect for large groups with rigs. So you won't feel like it's troublesome to find parking and be able to sit all together or anything like that. And I also advise going early because the food trucks, each one of them, they shut down as soon as they run out of food. And they do run out of food. And number 10, I have shopping in downtown Moab. This is something I recommend, especially if you're going to be with family or spouse, children. This area of Southwest Utah is known for outdoor adventures, so you won't find big name shopping stores here, but there's some fun spots to shop in downtown Moab. You'll find boutiques full of souvenirs, clothing, and sports apparel. If you want to get like a t-shirt or some kind of souvenir specific to maybe a specific trail that you took, maybe you took Hell's Revenge and you want to get like a t-shirt saying you conquered that trail, you can find lots of places like that. And visiting the shops and restaurants in downtown Moab can be a nice break from all of the outdoor adventure activities that you'll be doing. Well, that's my list. Do you agree or disagree? Do you have your own list? We'll share them. Now it's time for Waypoints.
Waypoints. Waypoints will cover all aspects of navigation for the overland traveler. Navigation is the act or practicing of navigating, the method of determining position, course, and distance traveled.
Those aren't overland vehicles. This week on Waypoints, the topic is, what's an overland vehicle? I received an email questioning if certain vehicles I've featured should be considered real overland vehicles. Well, I've met a full-time overlander who drives a Mini with a rooftop tent, and him and his wife think that their vehicle is an overland rig. I've met someone with a brand new Porsche, also with a rooftop tent, and they have been many places. You'll have a hard time telling him he doesn't drive an overland rig. If the vehicle is competent at handling the terrain you'll be covering, and it can haul what you need to sustain living in it or on it or near it, and also if it fits your budget and leaves enough money for your journey, it's the perfect overland rig. Now, I know there's a push to make overlanding and off-roading synonymous, but they're not. Don't get me wrong, off-roading can absolutely be a part of overlanding, no doubt. But driving trails does not make you an overlander. So I feature any vehicles that can potentially take you on an overland journey. The perfect overland rig for me doesn't mean it's the perfect overland rig for you and your needs. Well, that wraps up another episode of the podcast. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And with that, everybody stay safe, tread lightly, and hopefully I'll see you here or on a trail soon.
You have been listening to Waypoint Overland's Random Waypoints. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.